Oh, okay. You usually don't broadcast in your living room.
No, I'm usually in my little girl's office with flowers and butterflies on the wall.
Oh, it's a nice window.
Thanks. It's
Who's talking?
Sharon Krebs. It's a big window.
That is a big, big window in their Tudor home.
Didn't mean to do that.
Chris and
I think
Julia
it's a fake
downsized
background.
to a bigger house.
We're going to get started as people are coming in. It is now officially New Year's in Israel.
Yay!
Happy
You know what
New
we
Year.
say? We say Happy Sylvester. Happy Sylvester.
Sylvester?
And before you think that has anything to do with a cartoon cat, that's because you can't say Happy New Year because Happy New Year is already taken. That's Rosh Hashanah. So you know you're Israeli when you say Happy Sylvester.
Sylvester?
That's good.
I've been to New Year's a couple times in Israel. It's really fun. It's New Year's around the world, and they're 7 hours difference. So all my cousins and we have a new great nephew that was just born yesterday.
Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
Mazel
Ashira's stepsister Bess's son just had a baby. His wife just had a baby in Israel yesterday,
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
and he made it for the New Year's. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. Actually, maybe we should we? Are you sharing the MyFS screen, Cantor, or do you want us? Okay, so why don't we start off then? It's probably easier just to have Bruce do a welcome. You want to do a welcome for us, and then we'll
Sure.
go to the screen share.
Great. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Happy
Happy
almost New Year. And for those of you that are joining us from Israel, happy 2022. Thank you for being with us to usher in the new year. Notice how I slipped in the fact that we have people joining us from Israel. And I know we have people from elsewhere around the country as well. Terry, it's good to see you. And I know that Robin Adler's sisters are with us tonight for your site from various places. And it's just nice for all of us to be together. And this is our final Erev Shabbat service of 2021 on the final night of 2021. And I know it's been an eventful year. And I know that it's been a frustrating year in many ways. And I just want to say that I'm focused on the positive aspects. I know that this year we were able to do things that we could not do last year. And as I look ahead to the new year, I know that that's going to be bringing things again that we didn't do this year. And we're going to continue to take steps forward. We may have to, from time to time, take a step backward, but we do that not with, disappointment, but with determination that at some point we will move forward again. And next year will be, God willing, a better year for us. And I look forward to it. And I just want to say to all of you that it really is so gratifying to be part of this temple family, from the clergy to the staff to the leadership to all of you, the members. What we're able to do as a temple family is just remarkable, and I'm so glad that I can be part of it. So Shabbat Shalom, Happy New Year. I will be back with the final announcements of 2021.
Thanks, Bruce, as always. And by the way, if you see my hand go up like this, someone said I look like a painting or something. I'm just turning on my mute here. But I'm going to turn it over to Cantor. We have a somewhat abbreviated service. We know you have New Year's to get to, but we're going to really have a great time together in a safe and happy way.
Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
That was really beautiful. What a wonderful way to come in. I could feel all your voices present. And what beautiful picture that you had on the last one. Was that from your home?
That is from Sheila's home. It's something that she posted on Facebook, and I kind of like took a screenshot of her Facebook post with her permission. I said, I'd like to use this for a beautiful welcoming Shabbat picture.
Wonderful. And just remember that Cantor put together all the slides herself, a lot of her photography as well. I have a poem before we do our candles and we can get settled. This is a Jerusalem sunset, and we can picture ourselves in Israel at this time. Over the sky of Jerusalem, the sun exploded. Purples, blues, reds combining. The white buildings melding, a kaleidoscope ripe with color. Growing with life and pleasure until settling over the old city. There it stagnates, settles, begins to boil. The tourists struggle for shade, even the shade taking a time out. Now the stones have become scarred. Their heat burns through the soles of our feet. When will the sun set? When will the Messiah come? We huddle inside the caves by the wall, like the ancient cave of Shimon Bar Yochai, burying ourselves up to our necks. Didn't seem like a bad idea. We plant a carob tree and wait. Eventually the sun will go down. The Jerusalem sun will finally sleep before rising magnificently into the morning sky. We're going to take an opportunity now to light our candles. So if you have candles there, please feel free to do so. And Cantor is going to lead us. And hopefully we don't burn down anyone's house. So the key is to stay safe.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu leharikneh shel Shabbat.
Amen. May the light of our candles light our way. And we're actually lighting it according to the sunset. We can see it going down around us. It was a beautiful time to have Shabbat. If you have any Kiddush cup, I have my coffee cup here, but the care of my family. We're world's greatest Abba. I think it's sold on our in our gift shop. So, but if you want to hold up your Kiddush cups, and we're going to sing Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim, to life. May God sanctify not only Shabbat, but our new year, bringing wonder and revelation and joy and happiness and, of course, health to our new year. We're going to now welcome Shabbat officially. She's been creeping in. Oh, we have Shalom Aleichem. Wonderful. So
Actually, we can go right to Lecha Dodi, whatever.
it's up to you. Let's sing Shalom Aleichem. It's always good to welcome in our angels. Why not?
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedakah Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
It's wonderful how all of our songs for Shabbat are so different on Erev Shabbat, on Shabbat, as we go into the New Year's. It feels like we're welcoming the angels into the New Year, not just to Shabbat. I love that. We're going to sing Lecha Dodi, that first and the 9th verse, as we bring Shabbat into our rooms. Watch how the environment around you changes. Feel the changes as Shabbat enters. When we sing that final verse, if you want to rise, you can feel to rise. You can bow to the Shabbat bride, and we can welcome each other. Try to look through your Zoom screen, see if you can see everyone there in this way, or welcome people in your room, of course, as well.
Lecha Dodi likrakadai, yalalai, 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 B'nei Shabbat nikabelah. Lecha Dodi likrakadai, yalalai, 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 B'nei Shabbat nikabelah. Shamo v'sachar b'dibor echad, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתחילה. לך דודי לקרקלי, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרקלי, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת באה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם הסגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקרקלה, ילדי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לך כלה, ילדי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה.
Oh, it's so nice to see. Everyone was waving. It was beautiful. I went around. I also love this, Kieter. I have you in like a small screen on my iPad, and it's like I should always have a floating cantor here. It would keep me on tune always. All right, we're going to recognize community together now as we say the Baruch Hu, and you can again sit or stand as is your Zoom custom.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
And we continue right to the Shema. Oh, we're going to read first. Yeah, we could do it. That's great. Yeah, we'll read it together. Oh God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthest most star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. Just those flowers alone are worth it. Now the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'ele Hashem Anoki metzavecha hayom al levavcha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'lechtecha b'derech v'shochpecha v'kumecha v'kshartam le'ot hayadecha v'hayu letotafot ben inecha v'chtavtam hamezuzot b'techa v'vishavrecha למען תסגרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Again, how different the words feel on New Year's. Just it feels exactly the prayer that we need at this time. We're going to take an opportunity now for our own private prayers. You can see our beautiful sanctuary ark there. Find a place, either sitting or standing, that you feel comfortable, and find a place of holiness in this world, particularly now, to say your prayers and maybe thanksgivings and wishes for the new year as well. And we'll resume in just a couple minutes. We're gonna come back together now. And Cantor, I was thinking about that beautiful picture of the sunflowers. When you think about Israel, since we're doing our Israeli New Year's, there actually are so many sunflowers there because they love eating sunflower seeds. So you have so many sunflowers. And I remember taking a bus ride up the mountain to Jerusalem where your ears pop. It's amazing to see the sunflowers. I just want to read this reflection that I wrote some 20 years ago. It's called Sunflowers on the Road to Jerusalem. There are sunflowers on the road to Jerusalem, rows and rows and rows of them, their deep yellow heads drooping in the faded sun, round centers of brown like mouths beckoning us to the city of gold. After the sunflowers, fields of boxed hay, surreal like a Dali painting, the grass dry and brittle. Patches of green trees and olive groves sit like blank spaces on a checkers board. We drive on the bumpy, egged bus. I follow power lines with my eyes up the steep hills of the Judean desert, a Nachman sticker waving. Soldiers wait by a bus stop to catch a ride. Trucks zoom by, celebrating on the downslope. A camel munches on a fern. We rise into layer hills of evergreens. Blue and white signs tell us not to worry. You are headed in the right direction in 3 different languages. Then after many winds and turns, my stomach uneasy, we see the tower of Hebrew University sticking up like a welcoming hand. A landscape of stone houses replaces the green and brown hills, filling my body a strange mixture of calm and trepidation. We are surrounded by noise, the navel of the world, the capital of Israel. Hopping off the bus, I head towards the Shuk, shielding my eyes from the hot midsummer sun of Jerusalem. Just thinking about the sunflowers you have there as well in this picture.
Well, this is a picture from my backyard. A few years ago, I planted sunflowers with seeds that I had kept for many years. I was afraid they wouldn't grow at all. The seeds were originally from Texas and had a good year for sunflowers.
It's wonderful. The funny thing in Israel, of course, is they say don't eat in the English on buses there, right? But in the Hebrew, it says, don't eat gare neem, sunflower seeds, because it's such an epidemic there. They don't care about anything else, just no more sunflower seeds. All right, we're going to say our prayers for healing. And I know we did get a particular request about Athena Tucker Pasiak. And I think we have other people like Jenny Pohl, who's, I understand, doing very well after she broke her hip, but she was recovering really nicely. If you have other names, feel free to unmute yourself and say them out loud.
Vanessa Canterbury.
Stacy DeBruin, Debbie Ashton,
Don and Kira.
All right, we'll take all those names into our heart as Cantor will sing the Mishaberach.
In Shabbat Avotenu Mikol HaBracha Avotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikol habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
A complete healing of body and soul to all of us and to all those in need. All right, so Cantor, if you want to hold down your screen share. It's kind of nice to be back in the Zoom world temporarily, hopefully. But it's so great to see you. And one of the things I noticed, which I'm sure, oh, that was my dog there. I'm sure all of you noticed too, is how much more proficient we are now 2 years into the pandemic. Everyone is so good at muting. Do you remember at the beginning? It's amazing. So I usually at the end of the year, I do my favorite books that really influenced me this year. So I thought it might be nice to do that for you. And then I have a special poem that Sheila shared. So let me share with you my favorite books of the year. All right, let's see if it works. Here we go. Share. And I have 2 different devices, so I can control, and I found that to be good. I also can see what you're seeing better. So these are my favorite books. I'm sure all of you had different things, TV and movies and books and other things that you fell in love with, music. But these are the ones that really will stay with me long after this year. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the first one is one I picked up at the library, and it's a beautiful little book by someone. He's really a very spiritual person. His name is Sylvian Tessin, and he does a lot of photography. He decided to go with this during the pandemic, with a very small group of 3 or 4 people to try to go and find the snow leopard in Tibet. And it's a journal of their experience. Snow leopards are very rare. And it's this magical experience watching them. It's a very spiritual book. It's very poetic. And it's not very long, just like 100 pages, but it's just immensely beautiful. And I highly recommend it. This was one that's more of a business type of book, but it just really, I love it. The idea of it keeps coming up for me. It's called The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. Some of you know he writes about the question why, the power of why. And he's popular on YouTube. He did TED Talks. But this is an interesting principle. Sorry, my daughter's coming in now. But it's an interesting principle that there's two types of games, finite games and infinite games. Finite games are ones like Monopoly. They have a beginning and an end, a winner and a loser. They have definite rules. Infinite games are like business or other things where there is no beginning or end. There's no set of rules. And if you play life like it's a finite game when it's an infinite game, you're going to eventually lose. It's really interesting and a very captivating read, mathematical as well. This one I also came upon recently at the library, and it's very spiritual scientific journal by a physicist named Alan Lightman, but he writes like a poet. He's a poet physicist. And it goes into everything, the nature of the universe, about death and life and souls. It is a very beautiful and profound book. And I definitely, if you have any science background, you'll probably even understand it better than me. But and again, it's not very long also. That's also just like 150 pages, but it's a beautiful book. Oops, let's see. That doesn't look like anything, does it? Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is a book that I'm reading now, and it's called The Wizard and the Prophet by Charles Mann. And it's about the two people, one that started the environmental ecological movement and the other one that started the Green Revolution. Neither of them is famous, but these two individuals from the 30s and 40s that met once. And one of them started the grain we use. He perfected the grain. And the other one figured out about ecology by going down to South America. And it's kind of about how we use things. Charles Mann wrote 1491 as well. That's his big book. And it's just really wonderful. They have a whole section on Israel too. I forgot one before, which is the Secret Book of Kings. That was from back. It must have skipped it. And that's in our library. I highly recommend that. I have two books from our local. One is Vicki Rubin, one of our own. You might have seen Raising Jessamine. If you know Jess, her book just came out. It's a beautiful, very hopeful book. And so we wish Vicki a mazel tov. And this is actually just came out from my in-laws, Love with No Tomorrow. And it's about love stories. There's 27 love stories, including the picture there is of my wife's grandparents, Rose and Jack Najman. And they fell in love in France, Vichy, France during the war. And it's about all these different Holocaust love stories. It's very beautiful. It starts with the bow, this beautiful about Schindler's List, this amazing love story. It's very life affirming. Okay, so those are my favorite books. If you want to write in your own, that would be wonderful. And I have the poem by Sheila. Sheila, if you're on, would you like to read it for us? Let's see if she's there.
She is.
Sheila, are you there?
can you?
Sheila, you're muted.
Can you
Oh, yeah.
unmute and read the poem for us, please?
Would you like to? Are you able to see it? I can
Rabbi,
read it
could
for
you-
you.
Yeah, could you please read it? Because I don't have the right glasses with me.
No problem. I need
Thank
to
you.
bring mine here. Okay. It's called My Last Dream of 2021 by Sheila Bernard Tucker. And Sheila often has sent me these wonderful poems, often about Shir Shalom, just like this one. I watched Rabbi and his family, 2 dogs and kids banter. The children laughed. Rabbi schlepped his books, followed by Mike and Cantor. The ukuleles covered in curtains, her CDs so organized arrive next, guitars and washboards, ski parkas and boots, and their singing bird Paquita, now quiet and perplexed. Kyle and his scooter came flying by. Marcia handed us our keys. Bruce gave his welcome speech, and famous Bruce jokes our congregation family so pleased. We finally were a family together, quiet fulfillment filled Shir Shalom halls. After 7 long months, we put our computers away, separated only by apartment walls. The women's group gathered late at night and gratefully started to schmooze. The men's group played cards in the social hall all night, falling asleep one by one, and nobody there wore their shoes. Everyone chatted, having so much fun. Becker, jellies, and jams for everyone. At dawn, we put our snacks away. Apartment life at Shir Shalom is now park and stay. Happy 2022, Shir Shalom. Thank you, Sheila. And we'll try to share that one on Facebook so everyone can see it as well. I'm going to turn it back to Cantor, and we're ready for our final. Oh, let me stop sharing. There we go. So good. Thank you, Sheila. What a beautiful poem. And thank you for letting me read it as well. And we'll rise if you'd like to, or sit for our final as we move to the end of the service.
עלינו לשבח לדעת הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור בנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא
And on that day, all will be one. There will be peace and love in this world. We're going to turn to our mourner's cottage. Of course, this has been a very, very difficult time for all of us and for our community. And I'm going to read our list. Nancy, nice enough to prepare these before she left. First of all, recent passings. We are remembering Arthur Bloom, Judith Berman, Peggy DeLong, Alan Glass, Alan Gordon, Gretchen Gross, Seymour Kramer, Jeanette Lowe Johnson, Richard Cerns, and Peter Simon. And on our yard site list from years past, we remember Elaine Adler, Sylvia Ash, Sally Schweitzer Bass, Henrietta Bello, Jerome Bloomberg, Anna Bress, Joel L. Cohen, Hyman de Bruin, Edith Gewurtzman, Charles Gilden, Isidore S. Goldenberg, Harry Goodman, Fanny Gordon, Albert A. Hannaford, Frank Hartney, Ann Hoffman Fine, Sydney Zion Kleiman, Irving Klein, Margaret Lansing, David Levy, Carolyn Pickard Lewin, Nathaniel Lewis, Isidore Longberg, Jenny Martz, Lucy Marks, Ayla Cooperberg Mingle, Hyman Pleskin, Mirel Puyas, Rose Kaiser Rubin, Sam Rudolph, Claire Schaeffler, Gertrude Scholl, William Shapiro, Frida Stern, Malvin Tasman, Lillian Weinstein, Emmanuel Weiser, Lois White, and 2 additional names. One second. We're also remembering Betty Freudenheim and Emmanuel Frisch. If you have other names you'd like to say, just please unmute and feel free to say them before we say this.
Michael Tucker,
All right, all those whose custom it is to rise, please rise or sit. Again, this is Zoom customs, and we'll say the Moyers Kaddish together. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Bialma, Divra, Kurate, Biamlik Malkute, Bechayachon, Biamachon, Bechayed, Achol Beit Yisrael, Bagalav, Bisman, Karib, Yimra Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah, Muvarach, Leolam, Olmeo Maya. Yitbarak, Yishtabak, Yitpa'ar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shemeda Kudashah, Berechu, Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, Tush b'chata v'nechamata, Damiran bi'alma v'yimru amen, Yehi shlam rabba min shemaya, Chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen, Osa shalom v'yimru mav, Hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. May God grant peace to our loved ones, to those we've lost, and to our world. And we say, Amen. Zikronam livracha. You may be seated. May their memories be for a blessing. And we're ready now for Bruce to offer the announcements.
Our final announcements of 2021. This is what you've all been waiting for. This is the milestone event of the evening. Shabbat Shalom, Happy New Year. One of the nice things about being Jewish is that we get to wish each other Happy New Year twice a year, even though in Israel they have to say Happy Sylvester. If we were Jewish and Chinese, we'd have the hat trick, but I will settle for being able to say it twice a year. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you to Rabbi Alex Cantor Frank for a lovely Erev Shabbat service as we wrap up the year. And I know that the rabbi has made a New Year's resolution to do a better job of laughing at my jokes in the new year. I want to say thank you to those of you who have sent me messages saying, please make your resolution be tell more jokes and pick on the rabbi more in the new year. I will do that for you. That's the least I can do. Next Friday, we are back in the sanctuary at 7:00 p.m. That service will also be streamed via Boxcast, Facebook, and YouTube. We're also going to have our first Tat Shabbat of 2022 next Friday night. That's at 5:30. The service will be led by Rabbi Alex Cantor Frank and Linda Bergman. That will include celebrating the new year along with singing and a craft and something new. We are providing a pizza to go for each family if you RSVP by January 5th. That is Wednesday. So make sure you let Joanne know if you would like a pizza to go. Our gift shop is going to be reopening in the new year before Erev Shabbat services. It'll be open between 6:30 and 7. Thank you to Sue Frank for her leadership and dedication. And she's got some wonderful ideas as we move into the new year. And the gift shop is going to be a fun place to be. Chai Club is back. The fun of our weekly Chai Club ticket drawings. It started on Wednesday, December 1st. Remember to buy the tickets if you want them still, sell the ones you have. Whatever you need to do. If you want more tickets or have any questions, contact Joanne. And remember, even if you win one of the drawings one week, your tickets go back in and you're eligible for every other drawing. And of course, the big drawing at the end of the year. Our adult B'nai Mitzvah class is going to be coming back a week from Sunday. That's January 9th. It's from noon to 1 p.m. Check your emails or the website for the flyer with all the details. If you have questions about the class, contact Rabbi Alex. If you would like to register, contact Joanne. I saw Jill Hamilton. There she is. Jill is with us on the Zoom tonight. She's honchoing something new that Women of Shir Shalom are starting in the new year. It is a timely topics discussion group. They're going to meet quarterly, virtually if possible, in person if possible, virtually if not. And the members of the group are going to decide on a topic. Each member will be able to read something of their own choice about it. They'll be having a group discussion at the end. If you'd like to know more about that, contact Jill. Her phone number and email are in the weekly announcements, I believe, that go out with information on that. The temple office is going to reopen on Tuesday, January 4th. Prior to that, if you need anything in an emergency, contact Joanne. As you know, we're going to continue to evaluate all events and protocols on a week-by-week basis. And like I said earlier, you know what? We'll do everything we can. We are always thinking of your safety, but we're also thinking of your needs as well. And this year we were able to take some steps forward. I'm sure that we will be doing the same next year, even if there are times we do take a step backwards. We are all in this together. Your safety comes first, but you can be certain of one thing as we move through these very uncertain times, and that's Shir Shalom will always be there for you to meet your needs however we can. And we'll do the best we can, as we have we're coming up on 2 years. March will be 2 years. Unbelievable. Anyway, if you need anything at all, feel free to reach out to Rabbi Alex, Cantor Frank, Todd, Joanne, or myself. We are here for you. Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year. We wish you a happy, healthy, safe, and uneventful 2022.
Amen. I saw a joke recently that said, I'll wait till July to decide whether it's going to be a happy new year or not. But we do have 4 New Years in Judaism, actually. So you have, and Tu B'Shvat is coming up in just a couple of weeks. So you could wish New Year's again, New Year's to the trees there. Also, I will be at Amberley this week on Tuesday at 1:30. And I will be at Canterbury. We'll have our normal Saturday morning service this week, but I'm also at the Canterbury Woods tomorrow morning. So those Canterbury residents there. We're going to conclude now with Adon Olam.
Hang on a minute. Mike, can you shut the water off? Thanks. Here we go. Adon Olam Hashem Alach B'terem Koyitzir Nivra Li'it Nasa B'chefzo Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kiklot HaKol Levato Yimov Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hova V'hu Yeh V'tifara V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni V'cham Shiva V'hachbira Beli Reshit Beli Tachlit V'lo Hauz V'ham Yisra V'hu Eli V'chai Goali V'tzur Heavily V'yetzara V'hu Nisi Umanus Li V'not Kosi V'yom Ekra V'yadu Avkit Ruhi V'tishan V'ayira V'im Ruhi Keviati Adonai Li Elohira.
Wonderful. I think that last line, as Cantor pointed out, that God is with us. We shouldn't be afraid. Is a beautiful message for the new year. I'm also noticing wonderful messages on our chat. Thank you to all of you who are writing in. I saw a number of happy Sylvesters as well. I love it. Joanne is going to be leading us in the blessing over the bread.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. And if you want to stay around a little bit, wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. We're so grateful to have had you. May this be a beautiful, safe, and healthy year. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Happy
Shalom.
New Year.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New
Rabbi,
Year.
enjoy Hamilton.
Oh.
Hamilton still playing?
That's wrong.
I guess it's
Hamilton still playing?
If anybody else got a email from Nancy McGorry that said she's in trouble, she needs money, she needs a gift card, it's a fake. Her personal email
If we
was
get hacked again,
Oh, no.
No, with her personal email, it was hacked.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, if anyone ever asks you for gift cards, assume it's that's usually the scam.
Yeah.
I also I saw my in-laws, and I have a number of books that will go to our gift shop and to our library. So if you want to, the money from my mother-in-law's book will go to our synagogue. So anything
That's
that
great.
you'd like to
oh,
do,
lovely.
I'll bring a bunch of them by this week.
Thank you,
Rabbi,
Happy New
Rabbi.
Year, everyone.
Rabbi Carol asked if you could share your book list with everyone, maybe in an
Oh, yeah.
email or put it on the Facebook page or something.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you, Carol. Yeah, I
Great.
tried to do that. There's probably some more. I have to think about all the ones
Great.
that were really great. And share your own. I'd love to hear your ideas.
Sure.
Happy New Year, everyone. Happy, healthy, and safe.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year and go
Happy
Bill.
healthy.
Go Bill.
Bills.
Happy New Year, Cantor.
Happy New Year. I lost you. In the Zoom screens. Happy New Year, all my wonderful friends.
Happy New Year. Thank you for
Thank you.
Happy New Year,
Sheila,
Mark and
your
Sue.
your poem was beautiful, Sheila.
It was a dream. I had a dream that we all moved in together. And when I woke up, I wrote it. I had
Oh,
to.
wow. That's so cool.
I can't wait to see what I dream tonight.
Well, maybe you can share it next Shabbat.
Yes, next Shabbat or next year, God be willing, right?
Right.
God bless you all. Have a good New Year's.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Donna,
Bye.
if anyone would like the numbers for a couple of Zoom events, I'm going to be sharing them now. Tomorrow's Torah study, which is at 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings. This link will be good through the end of March. Donna, are you ready?
I am. I'm just writing the March at the end, so I know. So March 31st is through March 31st?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm ready, yes.
Okay, the meeting ID is 840
Yes.
2858 613 6131. And the
Excuse me,
path,
285, it's a little too fast for some reason.
I'm sorry.
2858, and then what?
One second, I'm just going to stop the recording.